What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Listography. Jason, Joe, and Krams are here, and it is Elliott Smith week. We just ranked all 6 studio albums yesterday. Check that video out if you haven't seen it yet. Today, we're giving you our top 10 favorite Elliott Smith songs. Who wants to start us off?
Might as well kick it off again. I've noticed that I didn't really talk about any of these songs in the albums video. I don't know, maybe I was saving them for this. So if you're expecting a bunch of the songs I mentioned there, you're gonna be disappointed. Number 10, I got Pizzala. I think it's a little low key, especially on that album. Kind of like his earlier stuff. Just pretty much Elliott and his guitar till a nice piano comes in. I think it's, basically it's a continuation of what he had been doing, a little extra sonic palette from the studio or from the major label. Number 9, my only track from this album is self-titled. I got Christian Brothers. Love the guitar acoustic work here. Feels like a Bob Dylan or Neil Young song that's like been transported to the 90s. Like a 70s song that's been transported to the 90s, I should say. Because Neil Young and Bob Dylan were still working in the 90s, but you know what I mean. Number 8, I got Pretty Ugly Before. Just a ton of big star. Like you can really see where he's kind of getting some of these pop melodies from. I love the tasteful guitar work and a really strong chorus. Number 7, I got Waltz Number 2. Elliott Smith, I don't know what he saw like in all these waltzes that he kept bringing in 3-4 times, but I loved it. It's just a little extra piece of Elliott that I loved. I think the lyrics are great. Kind of feels like the sequel or maybe like cousin to Between the Bars. In the background, you can kind of hear like that Hammond, maybe like Bob Dylan-y organ, just like really deep in the mix. Adds a little flavor. Number 6, I got Junk Bond Trader. Just a really great piano. Might be harpsichord or clavinet or something, whatever he's playing. And it has that like extra reverb on it. Really nice like electric guitar work. We know he's a great acoustic guitar player, but I love his electric guitar work as well. It's not like too harsh or overdriven, but it just always adds like awesome little touches. His lead work is definitely underrated. And it never feels wimpy. Like sometimes you get those lead guitars that don't have enough overdrive and fuzz on them. They sound a little wimpy, but he just tastefully adds them in beautifully. Number 5, I got Don't Go Down. Really cool, like dark story. And that guitar line, like it sounds like I wrote seasick guitar line. Like it's almost dissonant, like it's like dancing around. I've listened to that song a whole bunch in the past week, really sort of my favorite of the week. But I can't have it at number 1 because I pretty much just discovered it. Number 4, the classic Between the Bars, really just mournful, tender kind of love song. It's lo-fi-ish for me, but I think it's like he's talented enough to pull off something like that. And it's just a great song. Number 3, one of you mentioned you don't like this song, but I think it's great. I got Son of Sam. I think it's a great introduction. Slightly upbeat electric guitar song, about a serial killer. So it kind of works for Elliott's motifs there. Number 2, I got Stupidity Tries. Definitely hear a little The Bends, aka Radiohead's masterpiece. The guitar is super crunchy, tasteful, tuneful, great melody, really catchy. I think all of his work basically on Figure 8 is incredibly catchy, and I think this is one of his better ones. Some strings at the end as well that come in, just add that little extra lushness that I love. Number 1, though, I got Can't Make a Sound. Just so cathartic. Just the builds, like maybe he stole that from Radiohead, but just the way the songs build and kind of add in layers and layers and layers until it just like explodes. That release, so great. I think it's a great epitaph to his work, and it's my favorite Elliott Smith song.
My number 10, I have Tomorrow from XO. I think this is basically Elliott Smith in a nutshell. Some of his best and most intricate acoustic guitar work, incredible harmonies on it, and a really delicate lead vocal. And I gotta say, XO, for an album that I love and I think is full of amazing tracks, it really underperformed in my top 10 songs. That's the only track from XO that I could squeeze in. My number 9 is going to be Say Yes, which is just like this little ray of light and optimism coming through the clouds at the very end of Either Or. I think it's great. Number 8, I have The Last Hour from A Basement on the Hill. Really fragile vocally. And it's kind of just talking about like giving up and the relief that you feel when you give up. Really cool song. Number 7 from New Moon, the opening track to that record, I have Angel in the Snow. It was recorded during the self-titled album sessions. It's got his signature double-tracked acoustic and a great melody. Number 6 is Little One. Such a cool song, really Beatle-esque. I was referring to it in the other video when I was talking about some of the Harrison-esque guitar parts. You've got the backwards guitar effects on it, and the bass tone on this track is awesome. Number 5, I have A Fond Farewell. Love the guitar tone on it. Really sad song, dealing with a lot of disappointment and sadness. It's kind of a heartbreaking song too, in light of the outcome of his life, but I think it's some of his best lyrics that he ever wrote. Number 4, I have 2:45 a.m. Love the lyrics, love the melody. I love the mix of anger and sadness in his vocals. And I love the way that the drums and bass don't come in until there's like 45 seconds left in the song. I think it's kind of cool. My number 3 is going to be Somebody That I Used to Know. I do enjoy the Gautier track of the same name, but this will forever be the best Somebody That I Used to Know. I think by this point he had fully evolved as a songwriter. The acoustic kind of like solos or interludes or whatever you want to call them are terrific. Just really great playing. You know, very few people could do so much with just a voice and guitar. My number 2 is King's Crossing. I think this is one of the darkest songs in his catalog. Maybe just one of the flat out darkest songs ever written. It can be kind of a tough listen, but it's still very melodic. Really just laying it all out there, and the drums on it absolutely roll. My number 1 though is Twilight. I think this is kind of like the flip side of the coin from King's Crossing, a little more positive with lyrics like I haven't laughed this hard in a long, long time. But there's also this kind of like creeping uncertainty or fear of like things just falling apart. Just a really beautiful song, great delivery. Love it.
I was wondering if anyone was going to pull anything off New Moon or go with Miss Misery in there, which is one of 3 songs, I believe, on the Good Will Hunting soundtrack. All right. This was one of the hardest songs list I've ever had to do on the channel. It is a little bit Basement on a Hill heavy, especially at the top. Let's start it off, though, with something off XO. I've got waltz number 1. Joe loves the waltzes. This one is great. Piano and the electric guitar combo is beautiful. Then something eerie and dangerous about the way he sings. Tragic lyrics about like being stuck in the zone from love loss and like not being able to get out. Very cool. Number 9, first song, first album, and the Chipmunk. First album, Roman Candle. Really dark and ominous, and the lyrics aren't too creative here, but they're just like straight up just like scary and dangerous. Like, I want to hurt it, I want to give it pain. Like, oh man, so awesome. And that little like buzzy like flying in like guitar part where it's like got that strumming very distant in the mix, and then that little guitar goes, it's like, it's so cool. He just does every little touch he does with his guitar is just awesome. Number 8, I've got Needle in the Hay. I think it's a great, simple little guitar part, really raw. I think the tone is great, and it opens up really nicely with how he sings just the simple chorus, Needle in the Hay. Number 7, I've got Rose Parade. Really pretty. Guitars have a great sound. The melody is just gorgeous. Got a nice, steady, slow sway to it. Love when the drums come in. Number 6, I've got Bottle Up and Explode. I like the energy and the rhythm. There's great drumming. It kind of picks up, slows down, cuts out, enters, exits. Great guitar or electric guitar work as well. Number 5, I've got King's Crossing. Love the feverish vibe at the beginning. Then that great kind of bouncy piano comes in and he's doing like this soft howling moan on it. Builds to like intensity, and love the heavy metal mouth line on it. Take my own insides out. Very dark song about heroin addiction. Number 4, with Jason, I've got Fond Farewell. Love just the sound of the guitar. It's got that hazy, sun-dried feel to it. Terrific melody, great lyrics, very emotional. Number 3, Angela's incredible playing. Love that background whispery whistle like you're going through a tunnel. Just adds great density to the mix. Love when the singing matches the guitar in the chorus, the so glad to meet you, and the guitar just like that little lick with the same notes. Very beautiful. Number 2, one of my favorite rockers he does, lead off from Basement, is Coast to Coast. Love the beginning and that build up, just like Storm on the Horizon feel. Like I said before, one of my favorite album openers ever. One of my favorite quotes ever. Is it Tommy Iommi? It's from one of the old VH1 videos they did where he's talking about Led Zeppelin. He says, heavy isn't a volume, heavy is an attitude. And this song is so friggin' heavy. The drums crash in, gets going. It's really awesome. And then he just starts singing like he's never sung before. He does the laughing chorus where he's just like, ah, ha, 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 ha. It's so cool. Love it. Number 1, with Jason, Twilight. What this song just absolutely just crushes me. It's kind of like about everything crashing down and being torn between being in love with two people. Like the I'm already somebody's baby like line is just great. One of my favorite, I don't know if it's actual found noise of outdoorsiness, but just that one of my favorite just pieces of just backing sound effect tracks. Like it's got like the crickets and you've got just like that late night woodsy moonlight kind of feel to it. Oh man, it's awesome. One of my favorite songs of all time. I did a top 50 favorite songs list on Facebook in 2011, and this was in the top 20 and may have gone even up since then. So one of my favorite songs ever. Look for it in 2004 as a Song of the Year potential candidate.
Those are the craziest lists I think I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm not that they're bad or anything. I didn't even have a single one of those songs as like, and I had a bunch of songs. Like I basically had like 40 possibilities. None of those tracks except Bottle Up and Explode made it. We have nothing in common?
I had some with Jason, but not you. You pretty much went with all of his stuff that just sounds like new Beatles stuff, pretty much.
New Beatles stuff?
Like if his very Beatles-esque kind of stuff. There is no new Beatles if you're looking for that on the internet right now.
I suppose. Only Christian Brothers is very Beatlesy.
No, that's true. But that was the kind of, especially from your albums list, it kind of seemed like that was the direction you liked the most.
Who doesn't love the Beatles? All right, so let us know your favorite Elliott Smith songs down in the comments. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet. Hit the bell for notifications and check the description for links to all of our social media accounts. You can also find our website down there as well. Go check that out. And we will be back tomorrow with a side 3 for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.